Hi, my name's Laura. I'm a psychotherapist in the UK. I'm doing a series on safety in therapy. So, today I'm going to be talking about different types of conversations that you can have with your therapist and how that can mirror the interactions we have outside of our therapy. So, there are two types of conversations that we can have. Actually, there's more than two, but two that I'm going to talk about today: process and story. So when we're talking in story, it means things that have happened. It's observable. So when I talk in story, it means that other people around me will also know what has happened. I might say, I had jam on toast for breakfast, and anyone else who sat at the breakfast table this morning would know that that's what happened. But when I talk in process, I'm talking about my experience of what happened. So my thoughts on it, my feelings, and the unique experience that I had. And unless I say it, no one else actually knows what that process was like. So if I was talking in process, I might say, I was starving and I was so happy to have some jam on toast this morning. And so you can see the difference in perspective. People around me might not have known that I woke up hungry. And in therapy, we sometimes talk in story because the facts are important and context is really useful. And sometimes we talk in process. So with process, we have to have a level of emotional safety to be able to give that information. If we don't have emotional safety, sometimes we try and prioritize the relationship with someone. So I'm not sure what they will think of me if they know this about me. So I'm going to filter what I'm going to say, or I am going to avoid certain topics because I'm worried about how the relationship will be affected by me being myself. And so this fear of judgment, this fear of rejection, the fear of the relationship breaking down can influence us to start to filter, and we move away from our authentic self. And so when we're in therapy, we always try and be as honest as possible, and the therapist is committed to not judging you and committed to being empathetic with you and trying to show you that they are empathetic. You know that they're being empathetic with you. So in therapy, it's a really good place to practice what is it like to say something that might be risky to a relationship, that might feel like you'd be rejected, something that feels vulnerable. And when we do that and then we see that the relationship doesn't break down, then we get to feel emotional safety. And emotional safety means that we are able to then go deeper and more vulnerable and more open and more authentic. And so our relationships are then not just with someone who is projecting this version of themselves that they think will be accepted. The relationship is with the true authentic person. And so your relationships will start to feel deeper when you can be honest with the people around you. And you can only be honest with the people around you when you start to think about, well, how am I speaking? Am I speaking in process or am I speaking in story? And if I'm mostly speaking in story, and when I speak in process that I'm filtering things, is that because of my fears of rejection, my worry that the relationship isn't resilient enough for me to be myself? And if that is so, then the person that you have that relationship with, they're not having a genuine relationship with you. They're having a relationship with the person that you are moving into while you're with them. And that feels really unsatisfying for us. And we don't feel like our relationships are giving us what we need when we do that. So that's why someone might seek out therapy, and that's how that process can be helped in therapy. Thank you for your time. If this is useful for you, let me know. If you want more content like this, click on the subscribe button. Take care.